Ahoy and welcome to this Narrowboat adventure. So today I have a video with the Hippie Boat. So I met these guys actually on the Thames, and they had a smaller boat then, but they still had millions of pets. And I literally was just cycling down the towpath the other day and bumped into them and literally fell in love with every item of stock that they had. I think Seb might have got some for my birthday, so I'll show you if I do get some for my birthday. And so yeah, I got chatting to them, and so I made a video with them. So I've interviewed mostly Jules because she is the less shy one. But yeah, both of them, thank you very much for letting me come film with you. I hope you enjoy the story of how they came to be the Hippie Boat. As always, the links and everything will be down in the description if you want to look them up, and they also do online orders. Right, over to Jules.
My name's Jules. We sell all fair trade stuff. That's really important to us because we're quite passionate about the whole kind of fair trade industry. So we buy from very small wholesale suppliers who bring in all the items that we sell, such as the clothing and the bags, from countries such as Nepal, India, Mexico, and Vietnam. And mostly they work with quite small artisan groups. So everything we sell is handmade. That's really important. Nothing's factory made. We don't have anything made, that comes off the kind of lines in China. And because of that, probably everything is slightly unique. So even the sizes that you might find might vary because somebody's made that specifically, and they haven't necessarily, it hasn't kind of gone through a process on a conveyor belt. So we sell clothes, we sell bags, we sell wind chimes, we sell sun catchers, we sell dream catchers, we sell incense, and we sell badges, which are actually made by a company called Badges on Board, a friend of ours, Heidi, who's also a boat trader, and she has the pirate boat, and she's currently up north, so she set up a business. So even that is fairly traded, but more from a kind of a boat industry, which is quite nice. We do try to support each other. It's the other thing that we have a few unique things as well, such as the embroidered scarves at the back there. I bought those from a lady in Birmingham who made all those by hand herself, and we met her when we were trading one day, and she brought them all down for me to look at and said, and I bought some off her, and then I'll resell those on. So I really like to do that as well sometimes, is to find unique things that other people don't have. A really huge range of things, even things like these little kind of fairy things are all ethically sourced. These kind of things, these came from a company called Windhorse, and Windhorse were a company run by Buddhist monks, and not for profit, they were just making that to sustain their way of living, but unfortunately that company that has finished now, so everything that Windhorse made has been bought up by small wholesale companies. But the sad thing is, once it's gone, it's gone. But there's some really beautiful things, so we're trying to buy in as much as we can before the stock ends, really. So I do get my eye on things sometimes when they come in, and I'm kind of thinking, I might have that if that doesn't sell, or. And the other thing is, if things get a little bit damaged or broken, I'll often take something. Like we've got quite a few sun catchers in the boat, which I really love. But they're mostly very slightly damaged, so we find a home for them. This is our 10th year of cruising. We decided to live on a boat, having had no experience at all of ever being on a boat. We were living up in North Wales in Anglesey, and Pete was project managing, and we were coming towards the end of that period, and I kind of thought, well, what could we do next? We'd already been abroad in a camper van and toured Europe, and we really loved that. So we thought, should we just go and do something interesting? So we took a year out and went and bought a boat and lived on a boat. But we just fell in love with it completely. It was just, this is something that we just love. It's the life for us. And so Pete ended up taking 3.5 years out. I went back and did some freelancing after a year. And then after 3.5 years, we still had our house, which was rented out. And we just thought, do you know what, the house is a millstone around our neck and we don't want it anymore, and we just want to live on the boat. So we sold the house, carried on kind of working on the boat, but it wasn't what we wanted. We wanted to cruise, we wanted to have a lifestyle where we had the freedom to do what we wanted. So we looked at starting the business because we can take our home and our business with us and go wherever we want to go. So we spent a whole summer. We were taking the summers out even when we were working. So we were working it so that Pete had his own business. I was kind of doing freelance work. So we were able to sort of take that April to September time out. So took all that time out. And then we went on a massive cruise from, I guess, came into London all the way up to Manchester, met lots of traders. We looked at what people were doing and we thought, let's just find our niche. But it also needed to be, it wasn't just about finding something that was commercially viable. It was about something that we felt close to as well, that felt what we wanted to do, that we felt we would love to do. And as we went round, gradually the idea kind of grew about fair trade, which was something we were really into. We didn't see people doing this kind of stuff, and it's something I love. All the things I buy, I love. We started out as the Fair Trading Post, actually, and we started out with a lot less stuff. We have grown and grown and grown, and gradually started to getting the business, I suppose, viable. We bought stock in. We used some of our house sale money to set the business up. We set off, and we towpath traded. We book events and things, and we're now 3 years down the line. And as I said, it's grown and grown. And we really love it. It's brilliant, and it just enables us to have that freedom. It's never going to be a hugely profitable venture, but it's not. That's not the intention. The intention is to live simply, to fund our lifestyle, and to be able to cruise with freedom. Really, she's our very old dog. She's 14. We've got 4, so we've got 3 dogs. We've got Lucy, Ruby, and Polly. And then we've got our cat Sparta, and they all really enjoy the trading lifestyle as well. Polly was before the boat. We got Polly in Anglesey when we were up on Anglesey, and we'd had 2 dogs before that had both died, and we went to Anglesey and we were in a rented property, and we weren't allowed to have, we had a couple of cats, but we weren't allowed to have any dogs. So about a year after being in Anglesey with no dogs, I said to Pete, I need a dog. So we were going to move properties, but our landlord said, I'm really sad you're going. And we said, well, I want a dog. And she said, oh, you can have dogs. So that was really brilliant. So we got Polly, and then we got on the boat. And I don't know, maybe less than a year after being on the boat, I went down to visit my mum, and she said, oh, I've heard about these 2 little Jack Russells that desperately need rehoming. And they were 3 and 5 at the time. Well, by the Sunday, I'd been over and got them, told Pete there was 1 dog, and arrived back with them. So they had a life before us, but with us they've always been on the boat. And Sparta the cat's always been on the boat as well. He'll be 5 in August. So I like some of the bags quite a lot, the rucksacks. I've got a hemp backpack, and I do like the hemp backpacks. So maybe some of the backpacks, but there's loads of stuff I like. I choose it all, so I can't say I don't like it, because a lot of it is my personal preference. Yeah. And it is quite a difficult thing to choose stuff, because you've got to choose stuff that you think other people are going to like as well. And obviously you can have different demographics in different areas wherever you go, so it's not necessarily going to be your choices, are going to be other people's choices. So I do make mistakes sometimes, but I think that's a natural thing when you're selling stuff. You are sometimes going to make kind of, mistakes, but hopefully I make more good choices than mistakes. What happened was our last boat was absolutely brilliant. We loved it, and I was really happy with it, but we were living with all our stock just piled around us, particularly in the winter, because we couldn't leave it in the engine room because it was getting damp. So it had to come down to near where the fire was, and unfortunately it was just falling all over us. So we were on the Kennet and Avon, and we talked about getting somebody to come in to look at rearranging the layout, and somebody was due to come the next day, and we were walking down the Cane Hill flight, and we thought, it's not going to put any more value on the boat. It's going to be a lot of upheaval for us because we live on board, and it's going to be expensive. So we thought, well, maybe it would be better just to get a different boat. And it was really bizarre, because this boat belonged to another trader. They were the beverage boat. A young family lived on here, and we knew them quite well. And suddenly a post came up that they were selling up and moving onto land. And we knew it had 2 bedrooms because they'd had the children. And we were like, oh, should we go and have a look? So we went up to the Midlands, had a look, and agreed the sail, we had to do quite a bit to it, but nothing like, we didn't have to move bulkheads and things like that. We just had to make the bunk bedroom into our bedroom and the back room, and we put another side hatch on the other side so we could trade either side. But it has totally changed our lives because we shut the door now on a stock room. Our living space is a bit more compromised, but it's all ours, so it's fantastic. Oh, this boat actually is a different design, so it's not quite so deep drafted, so we do notice if it is unbalanced. So, but we've kind of got used to that, and we work out what needs to be where and that kind of thing. So yeah, it's good. We have a Facebook page, which I update with where we're going to be and kind of what's happening. And we also have a website now. We built the website over the winter. www.thehippieboat, i.e. not y.co.uk, and I do write a blog which I haven't updated for a while because in the summer we're so busy cruising and kind of just trading really, so we tend not to, and I tend not to update the blog very much, but I do update our Where Are We page, so you can look on there. And and also you can have a look at that if you're kind of far away. I've had a couple of orders recently from people that are in different areas of the country that have ordered stuff, so it also enables people to order from us if they want to.
Thank you so much for watching. If you want to find anything out about the Hippie Boat, I'll put links down below. And yeah, so just a massive thank you to those guys for letting me go and film with them. And if you are a massive hippie, let me know what kind of is your hippie holy grail item that you have always wanted to buy but could never find. In the description, in the comments I should say. Thank you so much and have a lovely, lovely day. Bye!